Hi, this is the Alert Network, and today we're going to do an intro on Hurricane Sandy. Let's start off with this one. They're expecting a 90% chance of it hitting the northeast and mid-Atlantic early next week, with gale force winds, flooding, heavy rain, and maybe even snow. High-impact event is likely. Significant storm with respect to coastal flooding, depending on where it comes in. Power outages are also a threat. It's going to be a week-long 5 to 6 day event. And it's likely to hit during a full moon, which would exacerbate the tidal flooding. So the high tides will be higher, and the flooding will be worse than the coast. This one's about the odds. Expect a horror show of high wind, heavy rain, extreme tides, maybe even snow beginning early Sunday, and peaking with the arrival of Hurricane Sandy on Tuesday and lingering past Halloween on Wednesday. A rare mix of 3 big merging weather systems over a densely populated area, and they predict about $1 billion in damage at least. Wow. Worsening this is the fact that they say it's going to take its time leaving. So it's not like it's just going to go through, skid by, and all is going to be all well and good. No, it's going to hit and it's going to stay for a while, maybe taking until November 2nd or later to leave. If the computer models verify that the storm will impact in early northeast early next week, is the kind of storm that will come around once in 100 years. That's poor grammar. The central pressure that the models are predicting when the storm makes landfall are unprecedented for the northeast. This means stronger winds because, it goes from high to low pressure, and the bigger the difference between high and low, the faster it has to blow to equalize it. That's the pressure gradient force at work. An early European forecast measures out nearly 2 feet of snow for portions of the Appalachian. Anyways, this is very similar to the perfect storm that was described. The movie The Perfect Storm. It was based off a real event. It happened in 1991 when an extratropical cyclone formed along a cold front. It rapidly absorbed the remnants of Hurricane Grace and deepened rapidly. It produced 100-foot-tall waves offshore and significant beach erosion and flooding along the New England coast. The thing that's different about that storm and this one, however, that one stayed well out to sea. This one's not going to do that. The worst of it is very likely to actually hit really close to land. So, yeah, that's a problem. 100-feet waves near land, that's going to cause some serious damage. So, now that we've got all the formalities about how serious the storm is out of the way, let's actually focus on where it's going to be. Right now, it's about maybe here. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., it's going to be still hurricane strength, and it's going to be about here. Sunday at 8 a.m. here, Monday at 8 a.m. here. It'll actually go from warm to cold core, so it'll pick up a warm and cold front here at by 8 a.m. Tuesday. But unfortunately, it's still going to be hurricane strength there. That's seriously messed up. I don't think I've seen very often hurricane strength extratropical cyclones. Then here it finally weakens below hurricane force, but it's still tropical storm force. That's 8 a.m. Wednesday. This whole area is under tropical storm warnings. This whole area is under tropical storm watches. And they would be wise to put this area underneath something too, because it's going to probably hit there. And it's probably going to be about hurricane or tropical storm strength. I don't care even if it's not actually either of those. It's going to be really windy. Now I apologize if you can't see this too well. I'm going to point. This is a maximum precipitation over, I think, the next 5 days. 12.85 inches. This is 10 to 15 region. This area is 8 to 10, 6 to 8, 4 to 6, 3 to 4, and maybe a little bit less intense, like 2 to 3, 1.75 to 2. But this wide area here is going to experience significant rain, especially in here. I would expect coastal flooding on a significant scale. Here's an overview of where the tropical storm force winds are expected. Like 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, and all this detritus. Let's get closer. Really, in any one area, it never exceeds 50% about, but that's because they're unsure of where this thing's going to hit. somewhere in here is probably going to get hit by tropical storm force winds. That's just a fact. And this is low percentages only because this is in the future and there's a lot of uncertainty. So brace yourselves anyways. And I apologize for this. 10-day snowfall forecast. They should have done this earlier, but I didn't notice it, didn't catch it. There's a little splotch of 24 to 36, so 2 to 3 feet of snow. This little area is 1 to 2 feet of snow. 1 to 1.5. No, that's 1.5 to 2. 1 to 1.5. 1/2 to 1 foot of snow. 3 to 6 inches, and then there's like a little bit of tracing here, nothing too serious. But this huge area, if you're thinking of going camping, don't. Just don't. You're not going to like what's going to happen. People have died when sudden snowstorms have come. Heed the warnings, just don't do it. And if you know someone who's up there camping, tell them to get out. If you can get in touch with them, just do it. Now, all right, hazardous weather outlook for... Okay, this is for D.C. metro area. The hazardous weather outlook. The National Hurricane Center forecasts Hurricane Sandy to track northwest after passing Cape Hatteras Sunday night and make landfall in the northern mid-Atlantic states early next week. This could bring significant impacts to the region Sunday night through at least Tuesday. These impacts include major flooding from 5 to 10 inches or more of rainfall. And they may affect central Maryland, Washington, D.C., northern Virginia. Damaging winds in concert with the heavy rains of tropical storm force could cause the downing of many trees and power lines. Coastal flooding, prolonged easterly flow, and a full moon are expected to produce minor coastal flooding this weekend. More significant coastal flooding is possible on the western shore of the Chesapeake Bay and the tidal Potomac River early in the week. Small craft advisories are likely, depending on the track of Sandy, and tropical storm force winds are possible over the water Sunday night through Tuesday. Well, as you can see, this is a very bad storm. If you are in the path of it, like I showed you the regions, I'll list the states below. If you're in the path, pay attention and make preparations to get out, because if it hits, it's got everything it needs to become seriously bad. Perhaps something that'll go down in the record books for a long time to come. This is me signing off, and take care and just be smart about this. You'll get through it just fine if you're smart.